we're going to talk about reading methods. Okay, I'm going to show you two different ones, and it really doesn't matter which one you get to pick, but you can pick one. What I want you to remember is that generally, reading is a passive learning process, and we're going to do our best to turn this passive process into an active process. No plan is no bueno. So put that on the screen. No plan is no bueno. And note, I don't speak Spanish yet. In other words, reading when you have a strategy is to gain time and effectiveness. The first technique I want to give you is the SQ3R. Yes, I know, weird name. S is for survey. That is when you're going to go over the text and you're going to look at charts, titles, subtitles. This is just the general idea. You're trying to get the overall topic and the overall organization and the overall information. Q is for questions. Ask yourself questions as you're reading. Is this important? What is the connection between this and this? Is this relevant? How is this going to change my life? No, don't ask that. No, seriously, when you're reading, ask questions about the topic. Try to foresee what's going to happen, okay? The 3R is for 3 R's. The first one is read. And I want you to read in detail. That's when you're going to be looking for answers. And that's when you're also going to highlight things. Also, if you're going to highlight things, here's a pro tip. Do not highlight until you're done reading that page. For two reasons. The first one is that if you highlight as you're reading, it turns out you may highlight way too much and not highlight the important stuff. And the second thing is that whenever you are revisiting that text, if you highlighted a ton of it, you're just not going to see exactly what you were supposed to be seeing. You're just going to have the whole page highlighted. The second R is for recite. Imagine a recital. It's when you say, when you show the things you understood. It's when you maybe create your mind maps. That's maybe when you hit record on your phone and you start saying what you understood about that text. Reciting, saying out loud. And then the last R is for review. Remember that reviewing something is different than studying it. So at this point, you've already done your studying, you already created your summary, your mind map, for example, and now you're only reviewing it. It's a different part of the process. And I want to highlight reviewing should be fast. Now to the second method, OK4R. O is for overview. It's similar to the survey for the other one. You're just seeing the titles, the graphs, the subtitles, etc. K is for key ideas. This is where you try to guess what's gonna go. This is where you try to see and try to find what is the thesis of the text. You're skimming this, you're underlining stuff, but you're going quickly and you're trying to understand what is going to be the key idea of this text or the key points. Let's see, we got O, K, and 4R. The first R is for reading. This is when you're going to read in full with no distractions. And that's also when you're going to see if your predictions about the text and the key ideas were correct. The second R is for recall. This is where you find what you understood from the text. Not necessarily what the text is saying, but what you got from it. The third R is reflect. This is similar to recite from the other one. However, this is just reflecting. You're just going to sit there for a couple minutes and you're going to try to figure out, okay, this is everything I know about this material. This was the intro, this was the key idea, this was the conclusion. But still, I always prefer to say it out loud because it always forces you to speak and think clearly. And then the last R of the 4 R's is review. This is the same idea as the other review, but you're gonna do it in sporadic points. So you're gonna do after a day, after 3 days, after a week, after 2 weeks, and so on. And now, my friend, you just learned how to read. Sort of. But still, up until now, chances are that sometimes you were just reading words. Now you know the process to actually always or almost always be engaged with the material that you are reading. Now you go out there, you future Shakespeare's. What is my problem?